want to explain the details about side hustle, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Of Americans have a side hustle according to a Bankrate survey, and 72% of people say they feel more financially secure with more than one source of income, according to a recent Quicken survey. To discuss how a side hustle might get you closer to your wealth goals, we have Eric Dunn, Quicken CEO, personal finance software provider. Eric, great to have you here with us today. Certainly do appreciate the time here. So, just walk us through what you're finding in the survey here and the number of people that are feeling that they need to have that side hustle in order to complement their prime gig or their main gig.
First, thank you for having me on today, Brett. It's great to be here. And I guess I personally found the results of our recent survey a little bit surprising. We surveyed 1,000 adults who have a side hustle, which we define as someone who they have a regular job, but they also have another source of income from their independent activity. And maybe I have kind of an old-fashioned view of what a second job would be, and sort of imagining exhausted factory workers taking in laundry in the evening to buy shoes for their kids, or people working at a remote call center. That is not what these people are doing. If you look at what the side hustles are reported in our survey, the number one activity was personal assistance, and historically that was something you had to do in person, but technology has enabled a lot of remote activities. Caregiving is also on the list: animal care, fitness, writing, and then one of my favorites, crafts. People, sewing or cabinet making, doing things that are kind of creative and high value, and often things they really like. And that was kind of the overall sense I took away from the survey, is that a side hustle is not a stopgap, a desperation measure to make ends meet. It's a positive in these people's lives. They figured out a way to fit the side hustle into their other working life, and it's not a stressor. It's not a stressor because for them it's an efficient way to make extra money, and they're typically making over $1,000 a month, so it can be material to a lot of families. And in many cases, it's aligned with their passion, and it's fun. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some, hardworking families where the side hustle is essential. Mm-hmm. They need that to make the budget balance for their family. But in the majority of cases, they're using the income from the side hustle to do something positive in their financial life.
Certainly.
In many cases, they're paying down student debt. It's funding leisure activities, or sometimes they're saving. So just in summary, the modern side hustle fits into people's lives pretty well. It's a positive in their life, and for the most part, it works really well.
And so with that in mind, and the number of people that are trying to balance side hustles, how can those who don't currently have a side hustle but are trying to figure out where to create additional income? Because we always talk on this show about creating streams of income, and a side hustle may very well be one of those. What's the best way that you're finding people are effectively going about balancing side hustles right now?
Yeah, I think a couple of things stood out with people who successfully worked a side hustle into their personal and financial lives. One is to start slow, and there's clearly a risk of overcommitting and creating stress. The other is, if you possibly can, find something that kind of matches your passion, something that you enjoy doing, something that's a positive in your life. And then another hallmark of the individuals who are successful is they dealt with what we see as the one downside of having, or the one significant downside of having a side hustle, which is managing a little bit more financial complexity. If you just have a single day job, understanding your income is pretty easy. It's predictable. Every 2 weeks you get a paycheck. If you have a side hustle, the income is much more unpredictable. And also any expenses associated with it need to be tracked separately. So for people who haven't found a solution for tracking this extra financial complexity, it can be a source of stress. Many of the people who are struggling with the complexity resort to spreadsheets, right, or in some cases using multiple apps. And then, of course, the happy path, of course, is they use a product like our Quicken Simplify or Quicken Classic, which is a great tool for people in the situation to manage the additional financial complexity. So to recap, how do you get into it? Start slow, pick something that aligns with your passion, and get started early with the right financial tools so that you don't end up juggling the math as well as the time.
Eric, just lastly, while we have you here, we know the business that Quicken is in. We know that there's this new IRS free tax filing that's expanding even further to 24 states. I wanted to get your thoughts on this and if there's any impact materially to your business.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. 140,000 tax filings is not a huge number in a country that has well over 100 million tax filings, but presumably it will grow and become significant over time. Our business isn't about tax preparation. Our business is about helping families track their finances and assemble the information, including the tax-related information that they use when they file their taxes. And whether they file their taxes using the IRS direct file program or with an accountant or using a software product, they still need to assemble the information in a coherent, accurate way, and we help them do it. So it's a neutral for our business, and I think our value proposition for people filing taxes remains strong.
Eric Dunn, Quicken CEO. Eric, great to speak with you here today, and some great insights from the survey findings as well. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you again for having me on.
Yeah, so there you go. As in, when it comes to, as we can see in our economic times, I think a lot of people, especially people that live in major city, a lot of people are having like side hustles, maybe having like a second line of income coming in the house, because I feel like it's very, very important. Especially you have extra bills you got to pay. When he says student loans, medical bills, or anything like that. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on how important it is to have like a side hustle, especially if you live in a major city?
To me, side hustle is very important. I always mention that someone, if you have like something that you're very talented in, to me, you can make money out of anything. So if you're good in clothing and you like to design clothes, make your own clothing design and then sell it online, I'm saying side hustle, I think is like one of the biggest thing about being an American, because there's so many opportunities when it comes to side hustle. I think people always knock the person that always have side hustle. To me, I don't knock it. Money is everywhere. I always tell people all around you, there's opportunity everywhere. You could turn around, there's opportunity. So to me, never knock the side hustle away. If you see an opportunity, go ahead and take it. There's always a way to make money. That's why I say I don't understand why people could be home and be lazy and not do anything when there's opportunity all around us. Some people now are making millions of dollars just by home and live streaming. That's a side hustle. That's not a career. That's a side hustle. So to me, there's opportunity everywhere. That's why now I think as an American, you got to learn how to take opportunity, because money literally is growing all around us. Go right ahead.
Tyranny. I don't know what are you talking about. Shout outs to Tyranny. She said if Kamala wins, she'll be the woman that sits on the earth like the book of Revelation speaks about. That sounds like misandry. So now we'll get back to the regular show. Everybody in America should have a side hustle. Cutting yards, making cupcakes, selling plates. It's essential now, especially if you're a person that's on the lowest economic, since you got to have it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And it also, too, focus on your dream. Even if it makes you a couple $50 and it buys you a cup of coffee, that's something you don't have to, worry about. But I think it's essential. I've always been a person who pride on side hustles and want to get busy. You know what I mean? So,
hey, what we do right now, when I'm with these fellas, we doing a side hustle right now, and I love the side hustle. My wife, she has a side hustle. She does dog boarding and everything. So we have like four streams of income coming in the house and everything. I feel like having a side hustle, especially in a major city, is very, very important, especially if you live by yourself. It's extremely important. If you don't have like a side hustle, let alone a second job, usually, you're going to struggle and everything. So, Ronnie is right. There's every opportunity that you could do, where you can, you could have especially here in LA, food trucks. Oh my God. You have food trucks everywhere and everything, sell clothes, do a podcast. There's just so many other things you can do. You can go on YouTube, see what type of side hustles you can look for, vending machines. You want to do that. That's what hopefully in a year or so, I still want to do that. It's still my dream. Still my dream, everything. So I still want my vending machine. That's the side hustle I still want to do. So hopefully by next year, I'll have like a video and I'll show it to you guys. So a vending machine is another side hustle and everything. So but other than that, yeah, it's very important, especially our millennials and Generation Zs. Please look up easy side hustles. And the thing is, it's like, you don't have to take majority of your day. It could take 2 hours, 3 hours, and 4 hours. If you can find time during the week, you want to do it every day. If you can do it 2 to 3 times a week, and it makes you, really with the good money, it's really good to have a side hustle. It's really good to have a side hustle. So having a side hustle, we preach it all the time. That's what we're doing. It's very, very important. And if you find a side hustle that you like and you're really, really good at it, maybe you could turn to the business and you can retire from your original job that you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to do is, we have our side hustle. Hopefully we can build enough of the business that we can stop working in our jobs and we do this full time.
Big facts and upon facts. Jordan, you already know what time it is. Shout out to that. You already know hip hop. What's going on in the hip hop world? What's happening with the hip hop?
Let's talk about crazy old Kodak Black. So over the weekend, I don't know how he did it, and it blows my mind. So he went on, I think he was on live Kick and everything, and he was walking around the center right so, and for some odd reason, his car got on fire for some reason. His car just got on fire. We do have a clip for you guys, so go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.